Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's well. Um, we're going to do that wreath that I talked about with the, it's all about refurbishing. And we're going to refurbish this wreath. Now, I've taken everything apart. I've cut all my petals, except a few, so I can show you how to do this procedure. Um, and I really like the colors that I chose, except instead of, those brown petals that were in that wreath, um, it just didn't. I tried to make a petal like this, and in the wreath itself, it doesn't, it's too dark. Everything's just too dark. So I chose something else. I chose this instead, and two different colors of brown. So, yeah. And there's not much difference in the two browns, okay? There's one and there's two. So it's just a slight difference. So the bottom is the dark brown, and then the lighter brown will be on the top. This is going to be in the middle in this type of petal. Now, I have not done this before. Normally, I start this petal at the first row. But this is my second row, and then the rest are going to be regular petals. So I started it because I wanted to be ready and then, try and finish the wreath with you guys. So I'll show you where I'm at. So the whole process here is I don't want my wreath to be dark because it can get dark so easily. I did one with a burgundy check and burgundy leaves, burgundy background, and I'll tell you what, it bothered me. It was so dark, So here, my whole purpose is not to make my wreath dark. So here's what I did. I started my first row. Okay, we're not going to look here. So this here is a procedure where, we overlap, and I'm going to show you how to make this petal, all right? Now, there's where I put that petal in the middle, and then there's my last petal going to be in the middle, okay? The last one in here. Now, I thought I would make a ruffle out of this, but I pulled out all my browns, okay? I got two different shades of brown, and I really wanted to make it the right one. So, right? So I think, really and truly, this brown here, I think it should be this one. So that's the ruffle I'm going to put in there, unless I could also go with the burlap, which would be kind of cool too, right? So, it's your choice what you want to do, but we're going to use this. And I don't need a lot because this is only a 10-inch frame. And this is the thing, folks. This is for my craft show. And, I like to use 8 and 10-inch frames because people don't want to pay a lot of money. So I save my 12 and 14-inch for orders, This way they can go home with a wreath and be happy. And, when it's time to, refurbish or get a new one, they'll be coming back for a new one. So I think this is going to look really good. And we're going to start and get to work here. I love this. I love that petal. I just love that petal. It's pretty cool. All right. It's pretty cool to make too. So, all right. We're going to get to work here. So, I've already cut my petals for the middle. So that's going to go fairly quickly. I need 3 petals for my last section. Okay, I've got 3 petals in each section. And I believe there's 4 sections. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 sections. So I have 3 petals per section. Now what I did, folks, right away is I took these petals outside, all right? I know I'm not finished, but I did spray them with Rust-Oleum because I'm afraid that they're going to start fraying, okay? And that's the thing, is that you're working with them and they start to fray. So the sooner you put this stuff on, the better it is for your fraying, okay? Oh, poly burlap and fraying is just a nightmare, I swear. All right, so let's just move on here. Okay, so I need 3 petals of the darker brown on the bottom. So I have 2 here, but we're gonna start here. I'm gonna start with this last. I'm gonna do all the what's remaining that I need, okay? And it'll give you the right information on how to make this, okay? So I'm gonna bring my camera down and we're gonna get down to business. Okay, now I've cut my burlap at 10 inches, okay? It's a 10-inch roll cut at 10 inches, okay? You want a perfect square here. You know, in any of the petals, if you got a perfect square, you're gonna have a perfect petal. So you take your burlap and you turn your square this way, okay? Always go on the same side because you're gonna end up with your edge on the wrong side, all right? So I'm gonna put a couple weights down. I need a mask. I forgot all about the mask today. There's a couple petals, so. Oh, we got one. Oh, that's a ribbon. It's important you wear a mask. Well, I did all my stuff. I should have my mask right here. Okay. I've got 2 or 3 petals to do, and I've got the window open. So, okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm lined up my 2 tops, okay, the top here and the one down here, all right? So, and I'm lined up on my table here. Underneath, I can see the line, okay? So I want to cut this straight down to this from one end to another, okay? So I need a straight cut here. So waggle. The slower you go, you know, you get a good cut. And then, you know, you don't get the fraying that happens when you go to pull it away. Especially now, okay? You're in a huge danger zone with this right now, okay? Because, okay, I've cut a triangle. All this can come apart. It's just, you got to take care of it. Be careful with it. So what I do is I just turn this around. I put the 2 edges together and I just put it aside, okay? Because now I got to do my white one, all right? So the curl side down. And, you know, this is the end of a roll. It's all wonky. So I really want to try and straighten it up. Okay, so now I turn it. Remember, always the same way, right? And I'm going to match my 2 corners from top to bottom. I take my ruler and it's just added weight. I'm not really using the ruler, okay? So now I just want to cut this in half. Now, here, yeah, it matters that you cut it properly because, you know, you don't want to, I just see I step back because look at the fumes. Can you see that? It's awful. All right. Okay. So now, I'm going to put this one aside. And I'm going to take that one brown, okay? I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to take this white one, or cream, and I'm going to line this up. I'd say maybe like 4 of those squares is good. And see, because my burlap is wonky because it was on the, you know, the end of the roll, I kind of got to guide this on each side so that they're sort of even. You're going to end up folding this anyway. Now, here's what I'm finding is that the closer you get to the piece underneath, okay, the better it is because you can create a fusion, okay? So if you can get as close as possible with you're lining up here so that you're burning with the bottom piece, okay, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to go really slow here because I do have some of the brown underneath it, underneath my white here. And what it's creating now, it's fusing the two of them together. All right, this is wonderful. I'm stepping back to this. Ugh. All right, so now I'm left with this. And this has been fused, okay? So from here, okay, I do a regular petal, just like, you know, the daisy petal, where I just start scrunching. Now, this is very delicate, okay? Be very careful. You've got this edge to worry about and this edge. So I put my zip tie down, get everything together, bring it over on the top. See, it's already fraying here. But that's okay. It's the bottom of the petal. Don't worry about it. There. Okay. So same like my other petal, okay? Because I have two pieces, but I open it, I grab the top, I make sure that they're both together, the two corners, and then I open it up from the bottom. So those creases that I made, and I make a nice petal, okay? That's how it's gonna look. So that's one. So now I'm gonna, there's one. I'm gonna do the second one. I need 3 petals to put on my first row here. So I'm using, like, say about 4 of these little checks here, and then maybe 3 on this side because I've got this big border here, right? All right. Okay. So here we go. Am I straight? It doesn't look it. Okay, where we go. I love this petal. It's so rich looking. My daughter has a wreath like this. I made it with navy and white. It made it like nautical kind of look to it. She loves it. She has one for 3 seasons. They know they told me that the other day. Oh, so we got 3 seasons, but we don't have a summer one. Maybe we should have a sunflower. Everybody loves my sunflowers. Okay, so from here again, this one didn't fuse because I wasn't that close here. Okay, so but whatever, it doesn't matter. Away I go. I start scrunching. Make sure your zip tie's flat so you can use it. Oh, come on now. You know, you get some of those zip ties that the end doesn't want to get in there. So welcome again to my new subscribers. Yes, I'm so pleased to have all you guys join me. It's amazing. Okay, I'm putting my backs on it, my zip tie in the back. And folks, here's what I did is I started my middle petals. I made them all. That's the whole thing because I wanted to make this wreath with you guys together. So, yeah, I made them all except for a few so that you could see the procedure. So these 3 next petals, we're going to put them on the wreath, okay? These 3. Need one more. So you end up with one odd petal here for some reason. I don't know why I end up with one odd. But I did. Unless I gotta count my petals, maybe. Make sure that I'm equal on my wreath. So these, yeah, I'm into fall now because, and I had to stop summer suddenly because people are starting to talk like Christmas in July, and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready for Christmas. So I'll tell you what, yesterday I was up in my stock room and I was pulling my Christmas stuff out. I gotta get ready for Christmas. I don't have any stock for Christmas. Well, I do. I have a few wreaths, but nothing really striking that I could say. And I still have to make my veteran wreath for November 11th. I'm doing a poppy. So that'll be another tutorial, folks. I'll be making a poppy for our veterans. And I'll be taking that to our local legion and presenting them with that for the ceremony. Or actually just the legion. I don't care whatever they do with it. Now, is this my light brown or my dark brown? This is my light brown. Oh, yes, that's right. I had an extra petal. Okay. There's not much difference between the two. Look. Right? It's there, but it's, you know, you have to be close to see it. So I just wanted to be, my petals to be lighter as I went. So like I said, it's all about my wreath not being dark, right? We're at 17 minutes, so I got to move my little tush here this morning. But you guys will get the gist of this. It's like, I'll get most of these petals on. Okay, one last one. Sometimes my hair gets caught in this and I burn. I burn my hair, but you know what? It's really good for you. It's really good to burn your hair. But it catches fire very easily. So don't be doing that at home, folks. All right, so this is my last petal for row 1. It's so delicate. I'm so afraid that it's going to fray, folks. And right away, one thing you can do, I think I caught a cold because I got this like phlegm-like stuff in my throat and it just won't go away. Anyway, so see right here, it's coming apart. So what I'm going to do here is I really don't want this to fray because it's on the top. No, this one's on the bottom, but regardless, okay, it's on the top of the petal. So I want my petals to stay together really and truly. So I'm just going to dab some glue on here. Dab some here. And this one here wants to come apart too. There. Just put that there. Let it dry. And then it'll be fine by the time you go to use it. Okay. So I'm going to bring this wreath down. And we're going to add these petals there. And then I can do those middle petals in there. Okay. This is going to be really pretty, right? Okay, so I need 3 petals in this section. So the whole thing here is that I want my edges, okay, to be on top of these rough side. And my cough made me forget. Okay, these new petals haven't been sprayed. I'm very scared. I'm very, very scared. Okay, so I'm going to move this guy over. I knew this was going to happen, that I'd end up with an overlap. Like I wanted 3 petals per section, and I just wanted my petals to touch. But in this case, I can't. They have to overlap. The frame is too small. Ah, yes, live and learn, folks. It's how it is. But don't let it stress you out, okay? It is what it is. And, you know, it's not going to affect your wreath that much because this is on the top and you're not going to really see that much. So don't stress out about your wreath. Okay, so we got room for another petal here. And that's this one. I'm just going to go ahead and put her on there and let it dry on there. So, folks, I want to do a live, and I want to know how many of you will join me. So, let me know if you guys want, if you guys want me to do a live, because if I do a live, I can finish a whole wreath. We could sit there for an hour, I think. I think it's an hour. I'm not sure. But an hour is a long time to be sitting there watching me. So you guys let me know what you want, and I'll get it together. I'm asking the people on my Facebook page as well. So let's see if we can do one of those. I think that would be exciting. Okay, so because I wanted you guys to see those 3 petals, they didn't get sprayed, but I gotta make sure that I remember which ones they are, so I could spray them. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, see, these are nice and stiff. I'm not really afraid of these, but these are still kind of wonky. So let's see. I'm going to put this little pin here, and then I'll know that that's where I am. I'm going to stick this in the back. It's just a paper clip. I'll put it on row 1, and that way I know. Okay, so now I think it's 2 more petals or 4 more petals to make. Okay. Yes, I got 4 more petals to make for the middle, and I thought I'd keep that for last. So we're going to put those aside. There's another one that I have available. I don't know that I'll need it, but let's see how far we get. So the next thing that we're going to do is, we don't need this right now. We're going to put this away. So now we're going to take this one and put this aside as well so that I have as much room as possible. Okay. You know, it doesn't matter how much you remove from the table, you still don't have enough room. Okay, so this petal, okay, so edges up on the top. I'm going to fold them into the middle. And then I'm going to scrunch from the middle. Now this is fabric mesh, folks. It works differently than everything else. Okay, it sometimes it will work well. Other times it gets catchy on you, and you know, you may get mad at it. So rows 1 and 2, I always do my petals. I pre-make my petals, and then I put a second zip tie in. And in this case, I need that second zip tie because I'm going into, normally when I go into my second row, I use bar 1, let's see here, we got 1, yeah, I usually buy 3 and 4, okay? That's what I normally do. So the first row I put on bar 1 and 2, I mean 2 and 3, okay? 2 and 3. And then the second row I put on 3 and 4. But in this case, because this petal is a little longer than this one, I'm putting it on bar 3 onto the mesh so that it's going to bring it in a little bit and it won't be so long. And we're going to see our petals in the back. So I started right here, and I'm going to do this one right here. So I'm going to go through the the 4th row, excuse me. And I'm going to attach this right on top. The 4th row and the mesh. Like I said, some of these zip ties, pain. All right. So I just grab the zip tie and I just pull on it and it just comes in. So fabric mesh, folks, like I said, it works completely different than the poly burlap. It's very catchy on stuff, so be careful. Oh, that looks great. Okay, so on to the next one. I don't know that I'm going to need all these petals. Oh, I counted them. Okay, so edge on the top, and you take your 2 corners and you meet them in the middle. And then you scrunch that. Like I said, when you use the poly burlap, it goes straight through, or deco mesh, it goes right straight through. But here, it seems like it wants to stop halfway through. And it's like, whoa, I'm the boss here. Where are we at? 29 minutes. Hey. Okay. I gotta move. 2 of these gotta move. Okay, again, I'm going through bar 4. And I'm going in between the petals, right? Through bar 4 into the mesh. Now these little wings from the previous petal here, they're very delicate, and if we keep going, like touching them a lot, they'd be frayed completely by the time I finish this wreath. That's why I suggest to you folks, you know, go ahead and, you know, spray your Rust-Oleum on that first row right away, because it's so important. You know, you're gonna thank yourself later, trust me. Because like right now I'm manipulating and picking up, you know, and nothing's fraying where I don't have that little tie here. So here's what I'm going to do. We've seen this. I'm going to go up to here because we're already at 31 minutes. So I'm going to finish these few here, and then we're going to put some in the middle. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to come back and show you how to finish this off. Or, you know, maybe we can come back for the ruffle. The reason that I don't do it a whole hour is because the download time, it just takes forever, folks. I'd love to just keep going. But if I go about 30 minutes, it's like, sometimes it took a day for, like I had one video, I think it was like 40 minutes. And it took almost a little more than a day for it to download. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And then somebody gave me a trick that, you know, maybe if you download 2 at a time, but that doesn't work. It didn't work. However, I don't have the equipment for a station. And I don't have the money to buy it either, folks. Let me tell you, I'm trying to survive being crafter. Crafter artists, we're all struggling. COVID killed us all, I tell you. All right, so I'm gonna, this is the next one in between the petals. Tie that off. Come on now. There we go. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday, Canada Day, and the 4th of July. Those are important to us as Canadians and Americans. And people in UK, I don't know what you guys do. You guys, you must celebrate your country's time. Okay, so now I'm going to start taking these middle petals here, and I'm going to start putting these in here, just so you guys can see what it's going to look like, because we're running out of time. 33 minutes, yeah. So, okay, so I chose that and to come in a little bit. So I need to overlap, but I need to go this way. I knew I did something there. Because my edge is right here, right? I don't want to fray my edge. So really and truly, I need to be placing my petals one on top, the other over here. Come on now. Okay. Let's do one more. I knew there was something I'd forgotten. Come on. Come on, feed me like my fire. Oh, Lord. So, I still haven't got my shots. Wednesday, but I'm not holding my breath, folks. I'm telling you. I'm losing confidence. I'm totally losing confidence in my physician. Okay, so here I'm on first. Yeah. Three and four. I mean, four. And the mesh. That's where I'm at. I hate this. This is scaring me right now. Okay. Cool. I did it. I did it. There we go. Ah. Okay. So, yeah. So here I go. So in between these two petals, these are all going to be overlapped. Okay. Now I don't have to. I can just, place them the way I want. So if I was to put another one here, I would like to overlap them because of that one edge, right? I would prefer to overlap them. But I'm just going to show you this one last step. I thought I was going to get all the way around with my one petal here. Oh, well. I think, you guys get the gist of all of this, when I'm doing a video. It doesn't take, long to figure it out. And you guys can always start and restart your videos so that, you can catch up or figure out where you're at. Okay, I've got 1, 2. Put that one here. So tomorrow I get to go out of order and pick up an order. And so here's the one thing that I was doing is that I was looking into, a 3-day show and stuff, and unfortunately, I need insurance, and the insurance is expensive, folks. Wow, it was $500 for me to insure my for 3 days. No, it's a year. Sorry, but still, it was almost 600. I just went, oof, I can't do that. So we're not doing them. Okay, so this petal I put on the mesh, okay? And that's exactly what and I'm going to pull it through with the second zip tie as well. So I just want it to lay like a little bit on top of there and figure out where I am at here. So let's see here. And I just want it to lay on top of that petal. So I want to make sure I'm in the right area here. Yes. So same thing. I'm going to pull my zip tie through the mesh. And folks, you don't have to pull all the way down, okay? just just saying, like, as long as it's in there, it's not going to go anywhere. So there's my look. There's the look that I want. This is beautiful. This is just gorgeous. So there you go, folks. I'm going to raise this a bit. 40 minutes. But she's beautiful. She's not dark. She's got some brown. You know, it's, I think, you know, those brick houses that are like kind of this color, this would be beautiful in one of those houses. My daughter has a house that color, so that would be beautiful. And then with my brown, the brown ruffle in there, it's going to be great. It's going to be gorgeous. This is a different method. I've never done the second petal as like the double petal. This is safe right now. This one here, it's safe because I've sprayed it. It's a single petal. It's not going to, well, it will fray, but not as bad. I like it. So there you go, folks. I will continue this. And I guess my next video, I'll show you the result. You all know how to do my ruffle. I got a video out there with my ruffle. So I'll show you this when I'm done. My next one will be a vine wreath. I'm looking into Christmas. Wow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And please subscribe to my channel so that, you know, you'll be subscribed. You know, you'll be advised on my next video. And those who are subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing. And I'd like to bless everybody a beautiful day. And God bless each and every one of you.